And I must admit, I had a lot of erotic dreams about Minnie Mouse. I will confess that.
Thank you, Dante. Great question.
What for that on?
Dante, that was a good question.
Welcome, friends and fans, to another edition of GalaxyCon Live, where we are bringing the convention experience directly to you. And today we are going back to Gotham City with 6 incredibly talented guests from Batman the Animated Series. So without further ado, let's dash to the roof, flash the bat signal, and bring them out. Our first guest is an actress, director, and casting director whose credits include the original DuckTales, Tiny Toon Adventures, Animaniacs, and so much more. Today she joins us to discuss selecting the wonderfully talented cast for their roles in Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond, and so much more. Please welcome back our friend and hero, Andrea Romano.
Yay! So glad to be with you. Thanks, Patty. Hi, everybody.
Andrea, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you for asking. It's a little toasty here in the San Fernando Valley, but, you know, I've been here for 30 years, so we have air conditioning.
That's good. Yeah. Air conditioning. Great thing about living the electric age, isn't it? You know,
absolutely. Have a fan going. I'm okay.
Oh, it's all right. Well, Andrea, always good to have you here. Good to see you in good spirit and good health as always.
Thank you.
Now let's bring out some of these amazing actors who you gave some really fun jobs to. All right, next, yes. He is an Academy and Grammy Award-winning songwriter, composer, and actor whose body of work includes Battle for the Planet of the Apes, The Phantom of the Paradise, Smokey and the Bandit, and is presently the president of the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. Today he joins us on behalf of its Sunlight of the Spirit Award program, as well as giving voice to Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot, a.k.a. the Penguin. Please welcome back Paul Williams.
Yay!
Yay!
Thanks for inviting me back to the party.
I feel like we're so lucky to have you.
The best time was to see you on the other side of that glass and know that I was in great hands.
Thank you for that, Paul. We had fun. We sure did.
Oh,
we did.
And some crazy interesting scripts written for your character, I thought.
They were wonderful.
I thought the writers really did contribute beautifully to the character.
Yeah, and the great thing was that we basically all were there in group en masse. So you don't have to give up your fan card. You can go, oh my God, theirs, and enjoy the other actors.
Right there with you. True.
Oh, indeed, and certainly a lot of the cast said the same thing about you when they saw you on the call sheet.
True. Very exciting.
Paul, again, welcome back. Once again, for the audience doesn't know, please tell us about the Spirit Award.
Oh, the Sunlight of the Spirit Awards is basically, I'm 31 years sober. I spent about, I misplaced a decade. You're an alcoholic when you misplaced a decade. I lost, the 80s were gone for me. And when I got sober, everything came back. And all of a sudden, I realized that I had a faith in an amazing recovering group that was waiting for me. And so at this point in my life, one of the things that I'm able to do through the ASCAP Foundation is the Sunlight of the Spirit Awards, where we honor people that are exemplary in recovery, and also in music. But we've expanded it now to those organizations like Sober Living and the like that really are there for people, So it's a way of saying we get to keep the miracle by giving it away is the bumper sticker expression for why we're doing this. And every penny that is earned today by me, and for the wonderful people that are the fans that gave me my career, I'm proud to say that every penny will wind up going to help people in recovery.
Fabulous.
Again, thank you once again for joining us, and thank you. We are so happy to help you with this tremendous cause.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of tremendous, she is an actress whose body of work, she's an actress, singer, novelist, and film critic whose body of work includes The New Adventures of Flash Gordon, Centurions, and Boulder's Gate. Today, she joins us to discuss giving voice to Dr. Pamela Isley, better known as the Queen of the May herself, Poison Ivy. Please welcome back the always lovely Diane Pershing.
Oh, thank you. Yay! And also thank you, Andrea, for giving me this particular part, which has some resonance in later life, which I'm very glad. And Paul, I really salute the Sunlight of the Spirit. There are family members that benefit from that. So thank you so much. That's wonderful. I'm so glad to be here today. Thank you, Patty.
Always. Everything is well in your corner of the world, Diane?
Oh, so good. I'm with grandchildren. What else can you want?
Oh, nice.
I'll never know. Thank God. Okay. Next, he is an actor whose credits include Disney's Hercules, City Slickers, and Total Recall. Today, he joins us giving voice to Detective Harvey Bullock, also known as Batman's staunchest critic on the Gotham PD. Please welcome back Robert Costanzo.
Yo.
Hey, how you doing, everyone?
Hey.
Wow,
Hey.
how you doing? It's great to be here to see all these familiar faces. Andrea, thank you so much again. What a great gift. You cannot beat voice work animation here. Where else would a classically handsome leading man like myself get a chance to play a slovenly, out of shape cop? What a thrill!
All the acting.
I was so tired of being opposite the Scarlett Johanssons and Lee Remick. So nice, to inhabit one of those characters. No, all kidding aside, though, what a lot of fun, and it was always so great to really do it like we were doing a play. Not to be cartoonish and. To be real, and among the great memories of my somewhat checkered career. But thanks again. It's good to see everybody. I had a really cool thing at the. We had this Italian American Museum golf tournament, and amazingly and golfing. I'm an active golfer. A lot of bogeys like Bogart, But somehow on the fifth hole, I got closest to the pin. And I won myself. My wife probably wouldn't let me do it because she's environmentally, at the top of the thing. But I won a Porsche, not a Porsche. If I got a hole in one, I would have won the Porsche. But closest to the hole, I get a Porsche to drive for a month.
Nice.
So I'll have my little, midlife fun with the Porsche and put the Prius on milk crates or something.
Please drive safely.
Anyway, okay. And that's good.
Bobby.
Had a little fun. Good week. Okay, guys. Yeah.
Bobby, welcome back. Always a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
Great to be here, Paul. You look great. You're feeling good.
You. Take me,
Diane and I have had dinner a couple of times together up at John's, and we had a lot of fun, going back down memory lane, exchanging war stories. And we should all get out and get together now that this Zoom is lifting,
Well, let's get the rest of
the COVID is lifting,
Let's get the rest of the cast out.
Let's hold that thought. Let's bring out the rest of the team, and then we'll make all of our dates and play dates and all that fun stuff. Okay.
Okay. Good to see everyone.
Golf date done. We got it. All right. Next guest. He is a stage and screen actor with numerous credits that include Hung, Rock and Roll High School, Defenders of the Earth. Today, he joins us to discuss giving voice to Richard Grayson, formerly known as Robin, later known as Nightwing. Please welcome back our friend Loren Lester.
Yay!
Hey, Loren. How are you?
Another great reunion.
I love it. Happy.
Absolutely. So, Loren, you've been in my thoughts past couple days. I'm a G.I. Joe collector. You did the voice of G.I. Joe Barbecue in the series. He is getting a brand new figure in 6-inch form.
I heard about that because I was just at a G.I. Joe fest, and the thing everybody likes to hear, so I'm going to do it for them now, for those G.I. Joe fans, is remember, knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe. Loren, how are you doing in your corner of the world, boss?
Oh, it's great. I'm in New York. I moved to New York 3 years ago to work on the stage, and that's what I'm doing. So this fall, I'm going back on tour with the band's Visit for another national tour, and in a few weeks on the internet is going to be a virtual production of Urinetown, which is a wonderful musical. I don't know if any of you know that. It's very funny. And we did it completely virtually, but with special effects and costumes, and it's fantastic. It's gonna be wonderful.
That's a great show, Loren. Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely looking forward to that. And finally, he is an actor whose body of work includes Kennedy, Tour of Duty, and Dynasty. Today, he joins us to discuss the role of billionaire socialite Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. Please welcome back Kevin Conroy.
There he is. Okay.
Nice to see the group got back together. I am joining you from Gotham City, from New York.
Perfect.
And I want everyone to know New York is open. New York is back. People are out in the streets. People are so excited.
It's clearly having a good effect on you, Kevin, because you look incredibly good. You look really, really good. You look healthy and happy and energized, and it's New York. I know New York does that, doesn't it? It does.
It does.
And you know, Kevin, have you been down to Times Square? Times Square is like filled with people, and none of the theaters are open. So I don't know what they're doing down there.
When are the theaters? When are the theaters open?
What'd you say?
Last night.
When are the theaters opening?
Springsteen open.
He did.
Yeah.
So they're just opening now. They're just
September 14th is the big date for all
the
of
big date for all the big shows.
Yeah. All right, sounds good. Yeah. Down here in Orlando, we equity actors, we got calls like, "Are you available this 2 weeks?" So it's like, I can be. All right, good to know. Indeed, let's hear it for medical technology, getting the world a little bit back to normal.
Yes.
Is everybody vaccinated?
Responders, right?
Yes.
Everybody's all vaccinated, double vaccinated, whatever you need.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I got you.
Yeah.
Good.
I visited my son in St. Petersburg, and Florida and Texas are famous for being like wide open, but everything seemed to go well, and surprisingly, a lot of people were still wearing masks down there, and I didn't feel too vulnerable, and I think everything's okay. About a month ago.
I continue to wear a mask. I will. I'll wear a mask wherever I feel like there may be a reason to. I'm not
absolutely.
I stopped wearing a mask about a couple weeks ago when I felt confident and I've been vaccinated. And then I picked up a cold last week and I realized, you know what? If I've been wearing the mask, we've forgotten. It does a good job of blocking the stuff that we took for granted.
You're right, because I used to get an annual cold and I haven't gotten a cold since, who knows when, the Carter administration. The mask does help. Yeah.
But I'm afraid if I wear one, people will think I'm an anti-vaxxer. But that's for another story. But our friends, thank you all for joining us once again in the GalaxyCon virtual stage. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to have you all. Our team right now is going through the chat room. Actually, we are good to go on our audience questions. So I say let's just go ahead and jump right in with our first one. What do y'all say?
Yeah. Good idea.
Here's one from Dante. And Dante wants to know, what was your favorite cartoon?
Oh.
Can I go first?
Yes, of course.
Okay. My favorite cartoon character was Huckleberry Hound. And I know exactly why. Because Huckleberry Hound broke the fourth wall. He spoke right to camera. So I was convinced as a little 5-year-old watching TV that he could see me just as well as I could see him. And so there was this back and forth. And he was such a gentle, sweet character. Do you remember Huckleberry Hound?
Oh, yeah.
Dawes Butler, so wonderful. And then, dozens of years later, I had the fantastic opportunity to meet and work with him for a long time at Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, wow.
And the first day I met him, I was shaking. It was like meeting, Marlon Brando or something. I was like, Mr. Butler, it's such a pleasure to meet you. Huckleberry Hound was my favorite character. And he spoke to me as Huckleberry Hound.
Oh, wow.
And I tears. I mean, they just fell out of my eyes. It wasn't like, oh, that's so sweet. It was like, wow. And it was absolute heaven.
Andrea, we had a professor at St. Francis. Yes, I went to college, and his name was Professor Eugene McCoy, and he sounded a lot better than I'm doing it now, but he sounded exactly like Huckleberry Hound, and we all had this inside joke, and we were goofing on him, but that was a classic cartoon.
It was a great cartoon. And it had that wonderful, simple, the same background was used over and over again. Yeah. So he'd run past the same vase, 10 times. Yeah. I took great comfort in that. I loved that. I thought that was very cool.
Wow.
Somebody else.
Okay.
I love
Roadrunner.
I was a Flintstones kid.
Flintstones.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And one of my favorites was Rocky and Bullwinkle, because I loved Boris and Natasha.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Rocky and Bullwinkle, and just about anything that Jay Ward did was so funny, because the humor was so cynical and so adult. Yeah. And even as a kid, I got it, and it was fun. Yeah.
I
can't believe I bet everything.
I loved Roadrunner.
Great
I
cartoon.
liked the violence in it. It really just, did it for me. And but I also loved a lot of the old Disney cartoons as opposed to the TV stuff. I mean, I just loved those old ones, and
The features.
they were great.
Yeah.
Totally with you. I'm totally with you. For me, I loved Charlie Chickenhawk. And the little guy would go. You remember Charlie Chickenhawk?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The little guy would go up to him and he'd go,
Are you my daddy?
he'd go, no, I am a chicken hawk. You are a chicken. I will fly. And he would fly up. I'll fly up and circle above you, and then I swoop down. And but the little guy would say,
Are you my daddy?
Yeah, good one. I liked a lot of the old,
in any cartoon.
I used to watch the old Warner Brothers cartoons, Tom and Jerry, and of course Mickey Mouse, Goofy. Does anyone go way back and remember Junior Frolics with Uncle Fred Sales?
No.
Uncle Fred Sales, who I think was, Junior Frolics was like really in the early days of television, black and white, and all I remember is the skunks in the back of the boat, and they were like, they were sort of like lepers. They were kept apart from everyone. But Tom and Jerry, the famous Goofy cartoon where he flips out, which was the to the American, to the drivers all across America. The character he played, who was the mildest man in the world, then when he got in his car, he turned into a raging maniac. The famous cartoon. It was instructional, telling people road rage, all about road rage.
Yeah, those were always funny.
You guys know, by the way, Flintstones is on the air now. You can see it. Tom and Jerry's on the air now. You can see it. I haven't seen any Jay Ward cartoons, and I miss them so much.
Where are you?
You like the Disney stuff? We could always catch that stuff. And Paul,
the Jay Ward stuff is one of the few older properties that hasn't been absorbed by the larger ones. So I think Universal had the temporary rights, but I don't think they've got a streaming locked on yet. So
the structured fairy tales.
I've got to say, if I can, I've got to say that to me, the life-changing moment for me, and it was an animated moment. And it was when Jiminy Cricket takes off his hat, goes up into this skylight, looks at the night sky and sings, well, "A dream is a wish. When you wish upon a star." My life.
That is very special. I can see
now. I want to show you.
I saw your movie
Animation, but I have a collection of cells.
Yeah.
Show you some of the cells I have.
Blow Kevin up.
I'm taking you on a tour.
Tiny Toons.
Oh, look at that! Wow!
Oh, wow!
Aren't those great?
Those are fabulous. Is this in your apartment? Is this your apartment, Kevin?
Sylvester and Tweety. I know where you got these, Kevin. I remember those.
Great.
Awesome.
Wow, what a collection.
And they all have backgrounds, which is just amazing because so many shows you buy don't have backgrounds. Kevin.
Yeah, who needs Matisse? Who needs Matisse and Picasso? Look at that.
These are awesome.
I don't know who did it first, but one of the greatest effects in cartoons again and again and again. It was always Daffy Duck for sure, and sometimes Sylvester. Daffy Duck, when he decided to tell you something that you had to hear, he would lean forward and a lectern would appear. It was just
Mel Blanc.
I forgot how much I like Donald Duck with Huey, Dewey, and Louie. The three.
Those were great. I love that.
That was a classic.
Very sweet.
Now, who remembers Clutch? Hello, I'm Clutch Cargo.
Clutch Cargo.
And I must admit, I had a lot of erotic dreams about Minnie Mouse. I will confess that.
Thank you, Dante. Great question.
Watch for that on.
Dante, that was a good question.
Wasn't Clutch Cargo the one where only his mouth moved?
Yes.
That was so freaky looking.
I know, bizarre.
Creepy, yes.
Yeah, Clutch Cargo, Space Angel, and one of the original model for Tinkerbell for Peter Pan. She did all the female voice on that because her husband was and wonderful performer. We talked, so it was the live action. Yeah, I forget what it was called. But Dante, very fun question. Great one to start us off with. What do we have?
That was a good question. Great question.
What power or ability?
Styles, what power or ability from the show, and you can pick from any character, would you want in real life?
I know.
Okay.
Batman's technical ability. I would love to be as technically proficient as Batman. Because I am a technical moron.
That's great.
I mean, it's a joke within the studio that I am the least technical of all the actors. And I play Batman, who is like this technical genius, right? So I would love to have his internet savvy.
Nice.
Yeah, well, you and I are tied for last place at worst.
I would like to have the martial arts ability of Nightwing.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Very good. Diane, what do you think?
I'm thinking, what would I would like the joie de vivre of Harley Quinn. I would like her silliness and her spontaneity and her giggles, not the part that's a little stupid, but the other part. I think I'd like that. So that's there.
Good.
Well,
I have to tell you that.
I guess you don't know yourself very well. You have those qualities.
Paul, what you got?
Jerry Goldsmith. Jerry Goldsmith and I wrote the title song for a movie called The Secret of Nim. And the title song was Flying Dreams. Love, it seems, makes flying dreams. So hearts can soar. I would love to fly. I would love to have that simple ability to just go, I'll be right back.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you got, Bobby? What would you like? What superpower would you like?
Me?
Bobby.
Bullock?
Oh, Bobby. Okay.
Me? I don't think Bullock had any special superpowers.
No, you can pick from anybody.
Oh, well, I did a character I did the Philoctetes character in Hercules, so I guess I wouldn't mind being half horse, half centaur, and have incredible sexual superpowers like little Philoctetes.
It depends on which.
That wouldn't be bad, like
Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
Right.
Right there you go. Like remember the great line from Frankenstein where Madeline Kahn says to Peter Boyle, "Oh, you guys are all the same. After 7 or 8 quickies, you're all finished."
Going out to a bar to brag about it, no doubt.
There you go. Okay.
Andrea, what would be your?
I think I would like super strength. I think I would like to be able to. I think I feel this now differently than I did when I was younger, because as I'm getting older, things are not going so well, and I literally can no longer physically do certain things. I can't lift some of the gardening things I want to. I can't. And so strength, the ability to lift and move anything, I think would make me really happy at this juncture. It would have been flying a couple of years ago. Flying would have been
Andrea used to do 10 one-handed push-ups before every recording.
I was pretty strong, damn it, Bobby. I was pretty strong. Patty, what about you?
I want Bruce Wayne's ability to be super rich.
Yeah.
Really?
But you would use your money wisely, right, Patty?
Oh, of course.
Okay, you would benefit mankind, yes?
Yes, I would.
Okay, good.
Well,
thank you.
I would do it the same way that Bruce Wayne, the philanthropist, does, and that's what Bruce Wayne's thing. A lot of people always say, "Oh, if he spent money on philanthropy instead of crime fighting," he does. Read the comics. He does.
Right. That's right.
You'd be like Jeff Burgos's ex-wife, not him though. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Bezos.
Styles, thank you. Very fun question. What do we have next? And here's one from GD. There have been many iconic superhero themes. Which one is your favorite?
Oh.
Theme.
Dun, dun, dun. That one.
Wow.
Gosh.
Oh,
I
themes.
can't-
Oh, you mean song
music.
themes? I thought you meant philosophical ones.
No,
Okay.
no, they just
Song
means
themes.
actual musical like theme songs, title sequences, stuff like that.
Oh, that's
yeah.
easy. Da, 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 up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Bam, yeah.
Oh, that was a great
Are
one.
we supposed to give?
Classic.
We shouldn't
The
give
classic.
Superman equal billing on this, though. I don't.
No, it's Superman and Batman are the two sides of the same coin.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, what's
I love
yours?
the bat.
And she's, Bobby's right, Superman. Man, that's just
Can
that's
anyone? Can anyone? Paul, you probably can hum the background music for the noir cartoon in general. What was the music for our?
It was
Or
like,
our cartoon.
dun, 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 dun,
Oh, yeah.
dun.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Very minor.
Yeah. Very very Elfman inspired.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I did. I really did. I thought it was one of the best musical things. I think that was Shirley Walker, right?
Shirley Walker was on.
Yeah.
Stunning. Absolutely beautiful music for our
she did.
shows.
We had a full
She did.
symphony score. We had a full
Yeah.
symphony score.
It was
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely. So, Paul, what you got? You were
So
saying
what?
the original George Reeves Superman. Was that your answer?
Oh, sorry. My, you know what? No,
Oh, that's who I liked.
I love John Williams' theme, to Superman. It's just stunning.
Fabulous.
Just,
It is.
but
Are you
It is.
related? Are you and John related?
no, we actually wrote songs for a movie called Cinderella Liberty. Song called Night
Oh,
Queen.
James Caan. Yeah.
But no,
My-
I wish we were related. I'd be at his back door going, you need words for that one, mister?
My good
Wonderful
friend.
man.
He passed away much too early. Bruno was in that. Bruno Kirby, right? Wasn't Bruno in Cinderella
Yeah,
Liberty? Or
I think so.
Yeah, and James Caan.
Right?
James
Yeah.
Caan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Marsha Mason. Oh, I had
Marsha
such-
Mason, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Diane, you got a favorite superhero theme?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's just it's not coming to me is the problem. It's not
Yeah.
offhand going. Also, can I just confess something? And I hope nobody throws mud pies at my face, but I'm not much of a cartoon fan.
That's fine.
It's okay. I mean, I really didn't.
Oh,
Yeah. No. I mean, I didn't watch them that much when I was a kid, and I watch them now with my grandchildren and enjoy them. But I just I just was different.
Well, the world's more of a cartoon. I watch Rachel Maddow.
Yeah.
All right, Diane.
That took courage to say that, Diane.
Then Diane, let me throw this out then. What is one of your favorite songs? Because you have a musical background. What's one of your personal favorites of all time?
One of my personal favorites from movies or whatever.
Anything.
Or
Yeah, anything. Yeah, just anything.
I'll be seeing you in all old familiar places. This is one of my favorites.
That's
Good one. Good
There
one.
you go. There.
And
me-
babies
to
that
me,
age
it's anything-
Okay.
Yeah.
not because I'm Italian, but anything by Ennio Morricone or Nino Rota. The Fellini
Oh, yes, of
movies.
course
the
they are.
Oh my God!
The
I don't know how many
Godfather
times.
films.
Paul, I'll tell you, I'm not a in and out method guy, but I don't know how many times right before I went on stage I played Morricone stuff, man, and it just puts you in a place.
No. How about? Oh my God, yeah.
Wow. So
Favorite song.
I mean, really, seriously.
And then how about La Strada?
Giulietta Messina.
You see Anthony Quinn coming down,
Loren,
or the Godfather theme, of course.
got a superhero theme of some kind?
Yes, and I think you all can join me on this. Ready? Na na
Yes.
na 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 na.
Man.
And I especially like that song because the lyrics were really easy to remember.
Yeah.
So easy.
Lyrics by who? Lerner Lowe or Sammy Kahn? I believe. No, that is a classic.
Lyrics by Sha-na-na.
Good question.
And Andrea, bring us home. What's your theme?
No, I did
In
not.
its
I did
simplicity
that was
is
the first one. I second. I think I was overlapped by everybody chiming in at the beginning, but the Batman animated series theme for me is number one. Number one.
Surely, absolutely. I think I got to go with John Williams' Superman theme. It's just the majesty and everything else. From Taylor, what was your favorite story arc from Batman the Animated Series?
Anything starring my character.
Ditto. Answer done.
Yeah,
it's so hard to answer, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
There's so many arcs.
Yeah.
I love the one where Robin transitioned to Nightwing.
That was excellent.
Really,
yeah,
it was excellent.
And
I also like the origin stories. I like every time we find out where people came from, what caused them to be the way they are for every single character. And I think I mentioned it to, I forget. Anyhow, to Paul, how wonderfully the writers adapted for everybody and wrote scripts that made their characters so interesting. Yeah. Some of the Mad Hatter scripts are some of Kevin's and my favorite, as I recall. Kevin, right? Some of the Mad Hatter scripts.
Perchance to Dream.
Perchance to Dream. A Mad Hatter script. Fantastic.
He drugs Batman, and Batman goes into an altered state of consciousness and goes back into his childhood. And relives his adolescence, and he sees his father alive, and he talks to his father, and you re-explore the whole evolution of Batman, how he came to be, and so I love that. My favorite.
And you played 3 characters in that.
That's right.
Well, actually, 5.
Oh, 5. Oh, yeah.
Batman, Bruce Wayne, Red Batman.
Yes.
15-year-old Bruce Wayne.
That's Siren.
Wayne the father. So there were 5 voices.
5 voices. Okay, all right. Oh, very nice. Anybody got it? Yeah, Loren. And again, this testament to the show that there's Robin, and then the transition to night. And I love the fact too that early on, I think Robin was hit with the fear gas or something, and he had problems with heights, and he was like, "I was raised on a trapeze," and it was like. It was such a great line because we didn't have to say like, "That's right." When I took you from the circus and blah blah blah. No, it was there. If you knew, it gave you just enough information to go on. You didn't have to stop everything. Yes, let's go into your origin. It's like no, it's just, hey, we're going, we're having fun. So yeah, and of course, seeing Poison Ivy and her all try to go a little bit straight, try to go back. And,
my favorite one, House and Garden. Oh yes,
that's a really good one. I forgot about that one.
I loved that one. I mean, I got to cry.
That's a good. That's
good.
I hate to say this, but I love to make actors cry in sessions. Not the actors cry, but I love the characters to cry. I love it when Bruce Wayne would kind of lose it because, and you know what, I made a mistake before. I was referring to you, Paul, and it really wasn't your character. It was Roddy McDowall's character that did that to Batman, wasn't it, Kevin?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, my bad. That was Mad Hatter. You're the Penguin. I forgot. Penguin characters were so great because you had didn't you have a bunch of hench wenches? Penguin, weren't there a lot of girls that worked in the
Iceberg Club?
Iceberg, nice. Thank you for that. Weren't there a bunch of people that worked with you there in the club? Do you remember what I'm talking about? You had lots of villains and girls and henchmen, but you also had pretty women that worked for you too. And I thought, how cool to give this guy hench people of both sexes. Usually the henchmen were ugly and big and dumb, but the girls were gorgeous. Right. The hench wenches, they were beautiful.
and again, that's very much Cobblepot's character, is that he's trying to overcompensate and he wants to be this society and glamorous and a celebrity, but his nature always pulls him back into crime. He has legitimate lofty ambitions, but he's also a bastard.
There you go. You said bastard.
Absolutely. Taylor, thank you. Fun. Oh yeah, and Bobby, it was always fun seeing Bullock try to be a mall Santa for one episode.
Yeah, I mean, I like the ones where Batman went back in time and all, and we saw him as a younger man. And then selfishly, I enjoyed finding out a little bit about Bullock and how he lived, and a little bit about where he lived and some of his picadillos and all that was kind of interesting. And that's always cool because sometimes, when you're doing a character, you find out the writers. I remember doing a sitcom once, and the writers find something funny, and all of a sudden, they kind of go with that. You didn't realize that starting out, so you learn things as you go along. That's always fun and then try to incorporate them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For sure.
Absolutely. Taylor, thank you. Very fun question. What do we have next? Here's one from Ski. Do you have a favorite line that you recorded for sure?
I do.
Oh wow!
It's my favorite line.
And you are not obliged to enact it or say it or whatever. Just put that out.
I've told the story 1,000 times, and it still will be my favorite line, and not because it's a good line, because it's a line we recorded probably 100 times. Kevin, do you remember what it is? It's the line, "You go after those two, Wilkes." And it's a detective saying it to, I forget, some other detective. And the line was meant to say, you, Wilkes, go after those two guys. And the actress recorded it every way but that way. She could not say it. You go after those two Wilkes. You go after those two Wilkes.
There were two Wilkes.
I gave her 1,000 line readings. Bruce Tim gave her line readings. Kevin tried it. Everybody in the room tried it. We ADR'd it. And we never got, you go after those two, Wilkes. That's what we needed. So that's my favorite line because
I have to ask, does anybody else have a line that they used to get to the character? If you hadn't recorded an episode for a while, for me it was "you flying rodent." I mean, it was that was just a line that all of a sudden it's like, okay, I get him now. All right.
Yeah.
And then Andrea would say, "No, Paul, that's not it." There you go. That's it. So it was like the little window to the character for me.
I love that.
Yeah.
How about they can bury us in the ground, but we always grow back.
Ooh.
That's Poison Ivy.
Yeah. And that's an old Mexican saying. It actually is. My wife is Mariana Escalante Williams, and she has a little thing in the kitchen which says they tried to bury us. They didn't know that we were seeds. Mexican saying.
Oh,
wonderful.
I love that. Look how we
Well, I think everyone thinks that my favorite line is, I am Batman.
But
My favorite line is actually, it's not who you are underneath. It's what you do that defines
We shudder.
Wisdom.
I know he's scared.
I don't remember it exactly, but it was something like Batman's a wuss. Everybody knows it. But I think I'm paraphrasing, but it's something like that. I just love it. My toes would tingle when I learned to say that. I loved it.
Lauren, what about you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the one that everyone asks me always to write on toys and things like that, because it is my favorite line, which is things change. I changed.
Ooh.
These are good line, good scripts we had.
Yeah.
Great scripts.
There was one classic line that we all remember. Oh, Andrea.
Oh, Andrea. That's what you were going to say, Kevin, when you said my favorite really is.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go there too.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Ski, thank you.
That's
Great one. Aviary of Doom. What's next? Here's one from Nancy. If you could hang out with any character you voiced, or I'll even say this, any character you've played in on stage or on screen, who would it be?
Wow.
Stage or screen? Wow, that's a good.
That is a very interesting question.
Wow.
Okay, I do have one.
Good.
Mistress Quickly in The Merry Wives of Windsor.
Oh.
Okay.
A little
Was that-
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
He was fun and jolly and clever and all those things, and she was a hoot. Okay, good. Thank God. I'm done. I want to hear from everybody else.
Is it a character we voiced, or could it be a live actor?
Any character that you have performed in any format.
Either one, Bobby. I want to hear which one.
Oh wow, that's a tough one. You know what who I recently read for the first time? I made my sort of foray into Shakespeare. I read Caliban the other night, and
yeah,
did a reading. And boy, I'd love to hang out with that guy. Wow, what a character, you know, from The Tempest. I guess because that's the most recent it comes to mind. But oh gosh, maybe Eddie Carbone from View from the Bridge. I don't know.
You don't want to hang out with him, no.
Diane's not going to like.
What do you want to hang?
I'm sorry. I have strong opinions.
You want me to hang out with Robert Young from Father Knows Best? I want to hang out with, you know, evil nefarious. I never played those guys. I don't know. How about you, Paul, Kevin? And you?
I have to tell you,
pass the buck along here.
You know, I never wanted to be in a you know, I did a couple of westerns. I did, you know, Wild West Revisited, but anything involving a horse and the like, I was like, you know, if I hadn't written songs, I'd be hot walking horses. So I don't want to go over there. But the old Warner Brothers detective, you know, black and white noir, I loved, you know. So I did a movie called The Cheap Detective with Peter Falk.
Peter Falk, right?
I played this character that was just called Kid, but I mean he had a gun. He walked around, and there was a scene where I was forced to slap myself for like 3 days. You know, Peter Falk liked to slap women around, kid. Slap yourself. I go, huh? He says, slap yourself. He goes, you call that a slap? That's a love tap. Slap yourself. I just slapped. But watching that movie and watching in black and white with Peter Falk, but just it's like the God, I wish you could remember. At least it's basically the Elisha Cook Jr. role.
Yes, I was going to say that. I was going to say that. Maltese Falcon, absolutely.
Like hanging out with Elisha Cook Jr.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Nice. Very nice.
Loren, how about you?
I played this came to mind. I played Humphrey Bogart once in a play.
Oh, really? Wow.
I would love to hang out with Humphrey Bogart. Wow.
Oh, who wouldn't?
How wonderful that would be.
Wow.
Played Again, Sam was a play originally. I don't know.
That was the right.
Yeah.
And who did you play Bogart in that?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Kiss her. What? You want me to kiss her? Yeah, kiss her. Do it now. Yeah. That's it, yeah.
I think you're too tall for the role. I mean, I don't know.
Too tall?
Bogart was kind of, you know, he was shorter than a lot of his leading ladies.
Yeah.
But what a talent.
Did you answer this, Kevin?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, well, when people ask that question, I think the audience sometimes gets a misunderstanding about the characters. Sometimes the most fun characters to play are the most evil.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They're the most.
But would you want to hang out with them?
But the question is, would you want to hang out with them? Like, I'm thinking of the two brothers in King Lear, Edgar and Edmund, and I played both of them. And Edgar is the good brother. And he's Mad Tom. He's a very stalwart character. But Edmund, the bastard, he's a fun character.
Sure.
So I think he might be more fun to hang out with.
Yeah, if you're hanging out with Edgar, you're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
crazy.
Exactly.
Right. If you hang out with Edgar, you go to Chuck E. Cheese. You hang out with Edmund, you go to strip clubs. You know?
Or that's the private rooms at the Iceberg Lounge run by the Penguin. That's it. You can get that. That's right. Andrea.
I got nothing on this one. I got nothing. I just don't have a thing. I think about the roles that I've played, and more often, as far as voiceover, usually woman in peril. So I'm like,
then let me just into this then. How about the roles that you have cast?
Oh my goodness, there's way too many to answer. Way too many. I don't even want to go into this question. I want to move on to the next one.
Like we said in Justice League.
I thought about it the whole time.
Like we said in Justice League a few weeks ago, it's like, HBO Max is your entire body of work.
You know what? When you guys said that to me the other day, I had no idea what you meant. And then I signed up for HBO Max and went, oh my God, practically every cartoon I've directed is on this platform. It's everywhere. It's like so much stuff. It's so great to be able to watch everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just great. I had no idea that was all. I was like, oh, okay, HBO Max. And then I watched Hacks, which everybody should watch. Just saying.
Yes, I love hacks.
Fantastic.
Oh, I love
Oh.
it. What are they going to do next season?
I don't know.
Oh my God! After that last episode. Oh,
Great show.
See what they take out of the room.
Is that Gene Smart's?
Yes, Gene Smart,
Yeah,
Chris
yeah, yeah.
McDonald,
Yeah.
Hannah Einbinder. Hannah Einbinder, the young female lead in that, is Lorraine Newman's daughter with Chad Einbinder.
yes, yes.
And so most people don't know that. And she didn't get the job because of that. She got the job because she's a crazy good young actress.
Yes.
So that was just kind of a cool thing that most people don't know. That.
Gene and I did a production of The Greeks at the Hartford Stage Company.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
35 years
Oh
ago.
my gosh.
I did Orestes, and she played Clytemnestra.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
And it was amazing to work with. I loved working with her.
She's
Everybody
never
loves her.
failed. She is brilliant.
Everybody loves her.
Yeah,
Wonderful person.
Who was that? I missed that. Who
Gene
does that
Smart.
come
Gene
up?
Smart.
Smart.
Oh,
Gene Smart.
oh,
Yeah,
I love. Yeah,
She's fabulous.
it's amazing.
Absolutely. Nancy, thank you. Wonderful question. And esteemed guests, as always, absolute pleasure to host you today. Any final words for our audience before we go?
We love you.
We love you. Thanks for being such great fans.
Yeah.
It really means a lot.
We wouldn't have our jobs if it wasn't for you.
That's
You
right.
That's right.
You keep our careers going by your attention. And your
Please,
advocacy.
please.
We love you.
And please
Please
stay
keep us
safe.
relevant. Love it.
Stay safe.
As always, it's been my absolute pleasure to serve you all today. Once again, thank you for joining us on the GalaxyCon virtual stage. Thank you to our audience for joining us, and thank you for those fantastic questions. Hope to see you all again soon. Until then, bye-bye, everyone. Take care, and remember, smiles
All
and
right, let's
breeze.
hear it. See you. Bye.